the Sweetwater difference. This is Spectrum 23.9. Your home for variety beyond boundaries.
Hello there, this is Ready Football. I'm your co-host Logan.
I'm Brennan.
And we are here once again. We got a good packed show tonight. Here in a few minutes we will be getting an interview in with Coach Tippmann from Snyder Football. And then after that we will take a short break. And then when we return, we will be going over some college football and NFL. As you guys are aware, that's basically all we talk about this time of year because, hey, it's football season and
that's the meat of our content.
Yeah, so we're in the middle,
We're still in the beginning.
The very thick of things. Everything's getting sorted out.
It's still hot out. The leaves ain't even changed yet. It's still the beginning.
Yeah.
Purdue's only played one game.
Well, it's been 2 weeks. Not my fault.
And they played one game.
Not my fault. You guys had a week 2 bye.
Hey, we're not a fan of that either. But it's how
we'll get into that a little bit.
COVID scheduling was out of our control.
We'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah. So real quick, just to give kind of a little info on Snyder right now before we get Coach Tippmann on. They are 2-1 on the season, coming off of a win against Concordia, 41-6.
So, what about that Snyder team now?
I know they played a pretty good East Noble team, beat them.
Yeah. By the way, this is John Graham, just stepping in for Logan just briefly, just trying to keep the conversation going. The mojo.
Yeah, there was a miscommunication. Right now we got Coach Tippmann calling in, and we will get him on the line. Hello?
Yep, it's Coach Tippmann.
Hey, Coach Tippmann, how you doing this evening?
Good.
I know we kind of did a interview a couple weeks ago, had technical difficulties, so we just wanted to catch up with you once again real quick. We're a couple weeks into the season. You guys are 2-1. That's starting off pretty good for how the new set out is. How are you feeling about the team so far this year?
Well, we're happy. We're encouraged by our progress. I think we got out of the non-conference schedule what we intended to. We played some really good team in Warren Central, who has yet to give up a point this season.
Yeah, I did see that, and that's really impressive. So
they are looking like a
well, we were challenged that way, and then played another really good East Noble team and improved. And then last week, I thought we improved as well. So I think, in the early onset of the season, we've seen the improvement where we need to. That's got to be our focus continuing forward as the conference schedule gets tougher and more challenging in the weeks ahead.
Yep, that is what you really do want to succeed at, is just every week keep getting better and proving what you guys do can get the job done, obviously. You guys have Southside this week. What's your main focus on Southside this week?
Well, they're an athletic group. They're much improved over last year. They do a lot of different things on offense, so it makes it tough to defend. And they get the ball in athletes' hands and are very capable. We kind of describe it as anybody that touches the ball has the ability to score on any play. So that requires you to be very sound and in the right places on defense. And then offensively, we got to do a better job of blocking guys and getting hats on hats and making sure that we have, our blocking assignments in order, because they do a lot of stunning and a lot of moving around on defense to try to cause confusion. And again, they're very capable on the defensive side of the ball. So they pose challenges in all kinds of ways. It's something that we have to play better this week than we did last week in order for us to be successful.
And Coach, you talked about Southside being an improved team from last year, and we had also touched on coming out of the non-conference on a positive note in the way you guys wanted to end on that. As you start rolling through the conference of the SAC, how do you guys kind of maintain that momentum as the opponents change week to week?
Well, I think our focus really has nothing to do with the opponent we're playing. It's just about, improved execution of all the things that we do. And so that's really measured each and every Friday night, regardless of who you're playing. And certainly as you play better teams, the challenge to do that, I think, has increased. But, our offensive execution, our knowledge of the scheme, our efficiency in running the offense, throwing the ball, running the ball, those things have to improve on a weekly basis. And that only comes from, concerted effort during the week in practice. And that has nothing to do with who we're playing. And likewise on defense, playing sound coverage, having good communication among the defensive players, getting better at defeating blocks and making tackles. All those fundamental things is what our focus entails each and every week. And, through increased repetitions of all those things, we like to think that the performance and the level of performance gets better each week, regardless of who we're playing. So that's kind of our approach and our focus as we go forward.
So with Southside coming up, of course, you never want to sleep on anyone in the SEC. SAC, yes. Sorry, I'm jumping to college already. This past weekend got my mind going completely different ways, so I do apologize about that. But with them coming in to this game, allowing 97 points and you guys only allowing 31 points on the season so far, what do you think the biggest part of the defense is going to be, besides just trying to stop their speed that they usually have? Have you seen anything that sticks out to you, basically, that would open some opportunities to get turnovers more than like another team, or have you seen anything like that?
Well, right now they're kind of rotating some quarterbacks around as they've had some injuries. They have some young guys, and so in their first 3 games, we've seen 3 different guys playing quarterback, and so that poses a challenge, not knowing exactly who's going to be behind the center tomorrow night. But they do a lot of different things on offense, a lot of different formations, a lot of different personnel groups. And every time offenses line up in different formations, it causes different challenges for the defense in terms of lining up and matching up. So that's a big challenge. And I think, something that we have to be prepared for. But they do they're very talented at running back, and they do a good job of getting him the ball out in space, as well as some power run game. That's always something that we value, is the teams that are able to line up and kind of run right at you. And Southside has that ability, and so we expect a challenge in the passing game, as well as in the run game. And I think that's been our focus this week in practice.
Hey, Coach, you had just mentioned not really anticipating who to see under center with them tomorrow night. tough is that practice throughout the week, knowing that could be a 3 quarterback rotation, especially seeing teams that have run 2 quarterback systems, not so much 3. So how tough is that to kind of prepare for a 3 quarterback
rotation?
Yeah.
You don't,
especially with each quarterback having different skill sets and strengths.
Well, I think their offense with the first 2 quarterbacks was similar. I think they ran the same offense with the 2. The Alexander kid and the Murphy kid, I think, were very similar. But then I think due to injury in the last game against Carroll, they had to play the Irby kid at quarterback, who's really their better running back. And so they were much more of a running team when he was back there. Whereas I think with 16 and 17, they operated the offense probably that they've been working on all summer and all fall. So I think, every team that when you have injuries and you adjust and you have to adapt to what you're able to do with the guys available. So, but I think we'll be prepared. I think we as a defense try to prepare for what offenses can always potentially do, not just what they've shown on film. And I think that helps us in situations where teams come out and do things that they haven't shown, so that we have rules for lining up, we have rules for how we're going to defend things, regardless of whether we've seen it or not.
What offensively, we've been kind of talking about what you would do kind of like on the defensive side. On offensively, does your game plan change at all, or does it just kind of stay the same and you guys stay true to who you are?
Well, we're pretty consistent week to week. I think what changes, the decisions you make in a game plan are about what kind of blocking schemes are you going to use as opposed to different plays. We're more about we're going to run these plays and just may have to block it different according to the front that they're in. And certain pass concepts are better against certain coverages. And so we may adapt things depending on the coverages that they're playing or an individual matchup. So I think our offense probably is pretty consistent week to week, but we tweak things according to try to attack what they do, or to try to compensate for where they're really good at. If there's a defender you want to run away from, or if there's a DB you don't want to throw to, or consequently, if you think there's a DB we should throw at, or a defensive lineman or a linebacker that's maybe not as good, and we have a good matchup, I think we take into those things into consideration too as we call the offense on Fridays.
And with Southside's defense, what about their defense kind of jumps off the page to you that could pose some threats to your offense?
Well, they do a bunch of different alignments. It's not a conventional defense. They have linebackers that fly around and cause havoc. They do some stunts and different kinds of movements on the edges to try to defend areas that we want to run. So identifying those, recognizing them, and then getting it all blocked up is a challenge. They're very athletic in the secondary, and they got some size on the defensive line. They got some big guys, which are always challenging to move and challenging to run at, when you have some guys that are mismatches inside in terms of just big size and strength. And we're not huge on the offensive line. We're a little bit undersized but quicker. But the size component, is a challenge for us. So, they're very capable. Like I said, they've been staunch on defense and pose a good challenge for us on Friday.
right. We'll do another question or two, and then we'll let you go. We know it's a busy time of year, and you got a game tomorrow, so we don't want to keep you too long. With the conference, I guess I'm trying to figure out how I want to word this.
Take your time.
You guys, I guess it's not the conference, it's like all throughout the state. I see you guys are ranked 12th. You guys keep moving up, because I believe you guys did drop. Is that kind of like a focus you guys have, or like a desire? Of course it's like a desire to be the best team in the state, but do you guys focus on that somewhat throughout the season? Do you guys check on that? Because I know some schools like they live for that. Motivation. Yeah, they use it for motivation. Do you guys kind of do that as well?
Not really. We don't. Actually, we don't pay much attention to it at all. I mean, I think the kids are probably aware of it. But, the cool thing about high school football is everybody gets in the tournament at the end of the year, and you get to prove your rank according to the teams you play. And, everything that we do is about making a long postseason run. So, our entire structure, our entire plan is to be so that we can be playing our best football come week 10 when the playoffs start. And so the recognition of being ranked is, I think, compliment to the program. I think it's a compliment to our conference in that, if you were ranked and, continue to move up because you're playing quality teams in the SAC, I think that's a compliment to the conference. But it doesn't really mean a whole lot. It doesn't get you any first downs. Doesn't make any tackles. It's nice to be recognized that way, but we really don't talk about it much at all. Whether we are ranked or not ranked, we don't really. That's not our goal, is to be ranked. Our goal is to be playing our best football at the end of the season so that we can make a long playoff run.
Understandably so. Brennan, do you got any other questions for the coach this week or this time? If not, we can let him go so he can enjoy the rest of his night and get ready for the game tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely all good. All of mine have been answered. Unless you got any.
No, I think I'm all good. And then hopefully we'll get to check back in with him end of the season. Maybe some earlier before the playoffs start, just to get like an end of the season recap or something.
Definitely.
But we'll be in touch with Coach Tippmann, and we'll let you guys know what we get planned out in the future. So
once again, appreciative of your time, Coach.
Yes, very much
appreciated.
Right,
thanks
good
for
luck.
having me on, and enjoyed talking to you guys.
All right, thank you. Good luck on the rest of the season.
Yep, good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Yep,
thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you. Yep.
All right, well, with that, we are going to take a quick break. So in the meantime, we will have some music playing and enjoy it, and we'll be back in about 5-10 minutes.
All right, welcome back to the podcast. We just wrapped up the Coach Tippmann interview from Snyder High School. Great interview.
Yeah, man is very knowledgeable. He just gave us another great interview, and you guys will actually get to hear this one. So
yeah.
So we really, truly do appreciate him giving us time, especially
the night before a game again.
Yeah. Coach Tippmann, if you're listening, sorry. We will get better at scheduling, I promise. So yeah, we've just finished that up. A great interview, great dude. Look forward to seeing how Snyder ends the season at the end of the regular season, going to the playoffs. And obviously, playoffs are very exciting. And yeah, so with that, we are going to be getting into college football.
Dude, week 2, man.
Oh, man. We had some upsets.
And hold on, first off, because we all know where we're starting with the program, but I gotta say, what is going on with your Ducks, man?
Hey man, just leave them out of this. We were talking about Notre Dame first. You even said it.
Granted, you're 2-0. But the fact that you beat FCS Idaho by 10 and then beat Boise State by 3. Is that not concerning?
We also had some fumbles that happened. Those turnovers cost us points, and I saw promising things in the game against Boise State, and kind of like what Coach Tippmann was just saying a little bit ago. Week to week, you want to improve. You want to get better.
Definitely.
Even though it was a closer game, I did see improvement. But then I also saw some areas where we need to clean up. Fumbles. We had like 2 or 3 fumbles within a couple possessions. That killed us because we had momentum, and then we fumble it. They go down. That running back for Boise State, man, he is a monster. Right? He may be him, all right? I don't care what anyone says.
Your offensive line is not.
I was talking about the running back from Boise State. So, I saw improvement. I saw areas that we need to obviously continue working on. But, I mean...
And it's not to take away from Oregon. They're 2-0.
Yeah.
And
honestly,
and
no,
it's not
no
like
one's a
Dylan
pushover.
Gabriel. It's not like Dylan Gabriel isn't producing.
No, he had another 18 for 21, 243 passing, and 2 touchdowns. Like, that's a good game.
And I will say, props on getting your first win against Boise State of all programs. Shockingly.
I mean, our running back had just over 100 yards rushing. We had Evan Stewart, who had 112 receiving yards. We had a good game, but when you go and look at turnovers, let's see.
Take your time.
Don't rush me. Fumbles, lost 2. So our 2 turnovers together, because we didn't throw any interceptions, to their 0 turnovers. If we would have scored on those 2 possessions, field goal or touchdown, it'd be at least a 9-point game up to a 17-point game.
There you go.
So
2 plus 2 equals 4. Carry the 1.
We had more yards per play than them. They had over 100 more rushing yards. We had just under 100 more passing yards. They ended up coming out a little bit more total yards than us at 369 to our 352. So it's a good game from both teams. But we also, again, with our turnovers, had 9 penalties for 74 yards. That's also going to bite you in the butt. Third down.
And that can't happen against teams like Ohio State.
It cannot. And especially the third down, going 4 for 12. We only had 57 plays to their 73. when time of possession they had 30 minutes 37 seconds to our 29 minute 23 second. So time of possession's really close, but they had almost 20 more plays than us. They went 9 for 19 on third down.
That's where those 2 turnovers play a factor.
They had 3 more first downs than us. Like, it was just a good game from both teams. And honestly, it's college football. Almost everyone is a contender. I said almost.
Hold on.
I'm not saying like a contender for like the championship, but anyone can beat anyone. Is basically what I'm saying. You're giving me this weird look, but how many?
Okay, yeah,
we just had a weekend.
Hold on. Hold on.
NIU. No.
Stop it. Stop it right now. To a certain degree.
I was talking. I was talking.
To a certain degree, yes. Anybody can be anybody. But let's be hold on.
And NIU just beat Notre Dame.
Hold on. Wait. We will get there. Hold on. We will get there. To a certain degree, yes, anybody can be anybody. But to say anybody can be anybody in that same statement and say a team such as, let's say, Furman can walk in and beat Alabama?
I didn't say that. I did not say that.
My point exactly.
But Boise State is not a slouch. Idaho State.
I know they've been 3-0 against you guys for a while.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking in general. Idaho State.
What is? Oh my god. Idaho, dude. Oh my god. Speak English, bro.
Say it with me. Iowa.
Anyway.
Say it with me.
They're on the rise. They've been good the past couple years.
Who?
They've been decent.
Who?
Why are you doing this to me?
Because I don't know who you're talking about.
Idaho State. I said Idaho.
They're not a freaking Big Ten team.
I didn't say they were a Big Ten team. I don't like how all y'all are just teaming up on me right now.
We were talking about Boise State.
Yes. And then you're trying to like say that Oregon's not that good because we've had 2 close games against teams.
Whoa! I did not say that.
You're saying you're not saying that.
I said I'm concerned.
Come on,
there's a difference.
I know exactly how you're feeling.
Whoa! Look me in my eyes. You are sitting across from me in a desk right now. Look me in my eyes. My black and gold glasses are on. The more I watch Oregon, the brighter my black and gold glasses get come October 18th.
We'll have it ready before then. And even if not...
That's all I'm saying.
Y'all usually choke.
Okay. Off of the Oregon train now, because that's not even part of what we're talking about.
It's not. You brought them up.
Because you're an Oregon fan, and they played, and didn't look great. Anyway.
We had improvement, though.
Moving on.
And NIU.
The biggest upset of the weekend, and probably already of the season, NIU walks into number 5 Notre Dame in South Bend, and pulls the upset 16-14 over the Irish. NIU kicked a field goal. I think there was 37 seconds left or something like that. Notre Dame gets the ball back, tries to kick a 62-yarder to win it, and it gets blocked with no time left. And it was really cool because I watched the head coach's interview after the game, and he was emotional because he was a former player at NIU, and he had talked about these boneyard wins that the program has, which are the program's upsets over top teams, and that was NIU's first upset over a top 5 team in program history. So major shout out to Northern Illinois.
They are ranked 25th now.
Rightfully so.
Irish went down to 18. We'll get into that later.
That's a huge drop.
It is. But honestly,
that's not a loss you can justify either if you're Notre Dame.
Oh,
because
no.
Now here's the thing. If you're Notre Dame, your path to the playoff is very slim because you essentially have to win out.
Yeah.
And granted, Notre Dame does not play a true road game for a while. For next couple, I want to say until at least like USC, I think.
I'm looking it up right now.
And I say true road game because granted, they're coming to play at Purdue.
Yeah, they're at Purdue.
But, I mean, that's an in-state road game.
They're going to Georgia Tech October 19th. They're going to Navy the following week. They're back home, away at Army, away at USC. So, unless you...
And Notre Dame almost absolutely has to beat USC now. And the first 3 weeks... No, first 2 weeks watching...
If they lose to you guys, they're probably out of 25. If they took that...
Not even that, they're out of the playoffs.
Yeah, 2 losses.
Which, speaking of that now, too, that game originally opened as... I think it was a 16.5 line for Notre Dame. After that loss, dropped to 11.5... And then it dropped to 9.5, or dropped to 10.5, and now it's at 9.5.
I mean, Northern Illinois, they had more total yards than Notre Dame. They had more passing yards. They had more rushing yards. Averaged more yards per play. They had less first downs by 1. They both were kind of horrible from third down efficiency. NIU went 1 for 2 on 4th down. They had more plays than the Irish, less punts than the Irish. They both teams had 3 penalties for 35 yards.
NIU's running back is a dog.
Yeah.
And I will say,
no fumble for each team, and Notre Dame's quarterback, he had 2 picks.
Riley Leonard.
And they almost had 10 minutes more time possession than the Irish.
And these are my 2 biggest takeaways. Number 1, that spot on that third and 2 run from the Northern Illinois running back, that spot that he got was really unforgiving because watching the replay, especially the review, it really looked like, even though his knee was down, it looked like he had gotten that first down. So in my opinion, it was a very suspect spot, especially after the review from the booth. But especially given the fact that on that same drive, they'd converted 2 different 4th downs to get to that spot, I was really worried they were going to go for another one. But they played it smart. They kicked the field goal. They chipped it in and took the lead and forced Notre Dame to drive down the field. Notre Dame got to the... what would that have been? Because it was a 62-yard kick. So that's from the 48. So they got to the 37.
No. Where did they get?
I'm mentally painting the picture of the field on my head. 62. That'd be from the 48.
They got close enough. They should.
Did, yeah. But the kick was blocked. And NIU broke through the line. They blocked it. And chaos ensued on their sideline, and rightfully so, because it was. I wasn't even a fan of either one of those teams, but I was pacing my living room sweating.
Yeah.
I was like, bro,
Speaking of that,
no way.
What about the Iowa State and Iowa game?
Okay, I didn't watch that game, but I heard about that. Iowa blew a 13
It was
point.
almost. I think it was another game-winning field goal. Like
Iowa blew a 13-point halftime lead, is what I had heard.
I just caught the very end.
I
think
kind of
so.
focused more on the Notre Dame game and the Texas Michigan game.
Well, what happened was I saw the end of Notre Dame and NIU. Then I went out for dinner with my family, and the restaurant had the ending of the Iowa State and Iowa game, so I was watching it while they were getting us seated. And then after that, I got to watch the Colorado and Nebraska game.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Did you know, what's his name, quarterback for Nebraska?
Dylan Raiola.
A lot of people say he looks, he plays, and all this like Patrick Mahomes, right?
Yes.
Did you know he doesn't wear the number 15 because of Mahomes?
Oh, I saw this somewhere.
Timothy Tebow.
Yeah, Tim Tebow.
He wears 15 for Tebow.
Tebow.
And honestly, I can see the play style of Mahomes and Tebow in this kid. And I'm one of the biggest Tebow fans.
I love Tebow.
This kid is more accurate and may have a better arm than Tebow. This man could be a problem. We think Mahomes is a problem. Let's see how this kid develops. He could be a problem. I feel like
he could be. He looks every bit the part right now.
So, a lot of people are saying, what's stopping him from being on the next cover of the college football game?
What?
I've been hearing that go around.
No. Let's stop that right now. He has played 2 games as a true freshman. He played.
You don't have to,
who did Nebraska play week 1? Who did they play week 1?
UTEP.
They played UTEP and a 4-8 Colorado team with a seriously inept offensive line. Let's not get crazy here. This kid hasn't even seen Big Ten competition yet. And that I'm not saying he's not going to kill it against Big Ten competition, because I wholeheartedly think he will against most of the schools. But let's talk quality of play here before we start talking NCAA covers.
I'm just
as a true freshman 2 games in.
I'm just saying what I've heard.
I want whatever they're smoking.
Oklahoma squeaked out of the game with Houston, 16-12.
That game was ugly. They didn't look good.
Thought there was another one. Michigan, they got their butt beat 31-12. Michigan is now ranked 17th. I kind of found that very funny. Not gonna lie, still do. No other game was really that close. These first couple weeks of college, you have a lot of blowouts, I feel like. I mean, Utah beat Baylor by 11.
Which, Cam Rising, quarterback for Utah, he's going to be out again.
Is he? I saw he took a hit. I didn't see anything else.
Well, I saw something on Twitter. Yes, I'm calling it Twitter. I saw something on that the laceration or something that he had on his hand was like started getting infected, and it was like tetanus. And so he's going to be out like 6 to 8 weeks. That's such a huge blow to Utah.
Yeah, because I'm not going to lie. I was liking what I was seeing out of him.
He led him to 2 Rose Bowls. And I saw Utah is already preparing to set up a medical red shirt for an 8th year for him.
You gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
Brother, go get a job. My goodness. I mean, and I'm not saying Cam Rising is the entire team by any stretch, but when you talk about the games he's played in and where he's gotten them to, yeah, there's no question, especially when you talk about the quality of play they've had from when he was on the field versus when he was off the field. It's a difference. I mean, because especially now, like, you don't have Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah.
Like, so Utah is going to be an interesting follow this year. Like, I love Utah football. I love their head coach. They've always been really successful when you talk about the Pac-12 as a conference. I mean, for a good, like, stretch of years, it was Oregon and Oregon and Utah running the conference. So I don't expect Utah's drop off to happen, but losing Cam Rising is big. I'm not going to deny that. They're going to be a really interesting follow the rest of this year, especially starting conference play. For me, though, what is going on with Michigan?
I don't know, but I find it kind of very funny. They only had 80 rushing yards against Texas. 2 interceptions by Warren. They lost a fumble.
That was not staying to the identity of Michigan football.
Texas had 7 penalties for 45 yards, and Michigan had 4 for 30.
Lord Jesus.
Texas had 3 more penalties and still was able to dominate like that. Michigan only had 13 first downs. They went 3 of 12 on 3rd down. They went 2 for 3 on 4th down. They punted less than Texas. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Michigan. I haven't really been able to watch a game to see. But it doesn't seem like
I don't think they made the right pick at quarterback. I think Alex Orji needs to be the starter.
Yeah.
You still have Donovan Edwards in your backfield, and he's going to be getting a lot of the attention.
He only had 41 yards on 8 carries.
These Texas boys are built different, man. Them Texas boys are built different.
No,
Steve Sarkisian is a hell of a coach.
Those Texas boys really are built different.
I don't know how.
If you go watch some Texas high school football, oh my God!
Did you see that Georgia high school team came to play that Texas high school team and lost like 70-0?
No.
Yeah, and the Georgia team was the defending runner-up state champs.
No, I did not see that. I actually have this buddy on Xbox.
Or they might have actually been state champs. And then the Texas team was also state champ.
I have this buddy on Xbox I've known for a few years now. He played on like offensive line and whatnot down in Texas growing up. Dude is like 7 foot, 300 some pounds. Like they are built different in Texas. They love their guns and football.
Yeah.
That is what they live off. Guns and football. So,
amen.
Hey, so, and honestly, a lot of the good talent and just great football play comes from like Texas, California, Miami, or not Miami, but like Florida, and most of those schools are just built different.
Yeah, especially when you talk about the story programs, like especially the teams of the 90s, like the Nebraskas, the Miamis, the Texas, like the USCs, like
late 90s, early 2000s, I believe. Miami with Ed Reed, Lewis, like all them heavy hitters.
What was it? 05 Texas with Vince Young, or in 05 USC with Reggie Bush.
You had Tebow, what, 06 to 10 or something?
It was like 07 to 09.
I thought he played like 4 or 5 years.
It might have been the 2010 season too. Well, no,
because I remember he was playing in the NFL when I was in high school.
Was that Demaryius Thomas touchdown? RIP. Was that in 2011 or 2010?
Making me do some research.
Because I
want to say 11.
Because what if that wasn't that his rookie season?
Tebow's?
Yeah. I really want to say it was.
I want to say so also, but I'm not 100% sure.
No, I could be wrong.
Because I know it was in the middle of like the whole Tebow time mania thing. It happened January 2012, so that would be the 2011-2012 season.
What I want to say that was his rookie year. I really do.
I'm going back. I'm so mad at myself. I don't know this.
Dude, same. Because I literally watched this game live. I remember watching the
I remember watching all of his games that I could. His rookie year was 2010. He was selected 25th overall, first round in the 2010 NFL draft. Tebow led the Broncos to AFC Divisional Championship, her divisional playoffs after the 2011 season. And then he also featured with the Jets, Patriots, and Eagles, with the attempt to come back in 2021 with the Jags. And then that's when they were talking about moving him to tight end. I think they actually did move him to tight end.
I think so. It didn't last long, though.
No, which is real unfortunate because I remember he signed with the Eagles.
He did. He did sign with the Eagles.
I still, to today, have a number 11 Tim Tebow jersey hanging in my closet for the Philadelphia Eagles.
He was with the Patriots, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. And then he was with Jacksonville. With Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And Buffalo scored again. Okay, back.
I think that was a pick six.
Yeah, it was.
I'm so happy Tua was on my bench in fantasy.
Okay,
This is
so
not looking
getting
good.
back to the Colorado-Nebraska game.
Oh boy, you want to go back that far?
That's where we went down this damn rabbit hole when you started talking about Dylan Raiola and wearing number 15.
Yeah.
So
maybe,
Nebraska-
maybe we should have someone in here making sure we stay on track.
Oh my god. Okay, so
All right, there's really no other games to talk about unless we want to talk about blowouts in week 2. So I say we move on to week 3. Get that going, and then check out top 10, top 25, see how that's rounding out.
And I really think the only major shakeup was the Notre Dame drop. I don't think
Michigan fell down to
17.
Michigan
Michigan did fall too.
They were what, like 5 or 7?
No, they were not that high. I think I want to say they were like,
They were in top 10, right?
yeah.
Top 10 down to 17. Either way, not great. They're around LSU, who's 16, and then Notre Dame, who is 18.
Yeah.
So, week 3.
Purdue, Notre Dame, baby. The Shillelagh is back.
It's not, but okay. Tomorrow night we got.
It is back, but
Tomorrow
okay.
night we got number 20 Arizona taking on number 14 Kansas State.
That's actually going to be a great game.
Should be a good game.
I'm going to be watching that for sure.
Starting Saturday at noon, we have number 13 Oklahoma State going against Tulsa. Arkansas State going into Michigan.
If Michigan doesn't win by 30, I'm going to be very concerned.
Number 4 Alabama goes into Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited for that game, too. Alabama's going to roll them. No pun intended.
Number 16 LSU going into South Carolina.
Ooh, that'll be good.
Number 24 Boston College going into number 6 Missouri.
I've really liked what I'm seeing from Boston College so far this season, especially in that Florida State game.
Yeah.
So
Upset alert?
keep an eye on them, man.
Upset?
Keep an eye on Boston College.
I don't even want to say this game. It's going to be a blowout. You got Ball State going to number 10 Miami, Florida. RIP those Cardinals. They're going to be caught up in some hurricanes.
Oh no!
They're going to Miami also.
And this is the year Miami's probably been the best they've been in the last like 10 years.
That's the first game listed at 3:30 also.
Miami might put up 60 in the first half.
You got number 9, my Ducks, just making a trip down the road to Oregon State.
Hopefully you beat up on them because we got them next week.
Yeah, we need something.
You're 2-0.
It's not to like how we usually play and are though. We're usually
Facts.
throwing up a lot more points. You got Tulane going into number 15 Oklahoma, number 18 Notre Dame going to West Lafayette.
Boiler up.
Utah, number 12, going to Utah State. Just down the road like Oregon and Oregon State.
Across the town.
Yeah. Number 5, Ole Miss going into Wake Forest. UTSA versus number 2, Texas. Yep.
Hey, hold up. The UTSA has been decent the last couple years, though.
They are currently 1-1.
There was one year that they were actually pretty good. It was like 2 years ago, like last year, 2 years ago. They almost went like undefeated, I thought. Unless I'm wrong.
It looks like they may have had a good year last year. I'm just looking individual games. It's not showing like the year record, but let's just go ahead and make this a little bit easier. Last year they went 9-4, but they are also in the AAC. So their conference last year was SMU, Tulane, Memphis, South Florida, Rice, Navy, North Texas, UAB, Florida Atlantic, Charlotte, Tulsa, Temple, East Carolina.
Wow, the quality of competition is not very high for them.
So being 9-4 last year, I think that's very acceptable, and they went 7-1 in conference last year. I feel like that's very acceptable if you think they're a good team. 2 years ago, though, they went undefeated in conference and 11-3 overall.
That's what it
So
was.
2022-2023 season, they went 11-3 overall, undefeated in conference.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So I still feel like Texas is going to walk over them. If you think otherwise,
No,
prove me wrong.
I don't necessarily disagree. I just thought you'd put a little more respect on their name. I thought. Okay, fair enough.
You heard that conference. Where's the competition? Tulane.
Yeah, you're right.
You got Northern Iowa going into Nebraska.
Yeah, give me the Huskers.
Number 1, Georgia going into Kentucky.
Yeah, give me the Dogs.
Penn State going
What's
into
that coming down the track? It's a
anytime,
mean machine in the red and black.
anytime I hear that, I just think of Pat McAfee.
Oh.
Then you got Kent State going into number 7, Tennessee.
I'll take Tennessee.
It looks like we got very few good games coming up this weekend. A lot of in-state rivals, it seems like. And there's got to be more games. This, I think, is just top 25, but yeah, so
What's the primetime game?
7 is the UTSA Texas 7:30, Northern Iowa Nebraska 7:30, also Georgia and Kentucky 7:45, Kent State Tennessee.
Damn, yeah, dude, he dropped a wide open touchdown. Oh, damn, that hurts. Oh, that's just brutal.
I'm happy because I need Tyreek to get points.
Oh,
or the running back.
He about had like a 25-yard completion, but his foot was out of bounds.
So yeah, that's what we have. Top 25 at least this weekend. So you want to go over the list for top 10 or the full 25 and see if we agree with the rankings?
We can just go top 10.
Top 10. Georgia, Texas, Ohio State, Alabama, Ole Miss. Dart's been killing it. He's leading the SEC in passing yards. I saw with like almost 800 in 2 weeks.
The quality of competition, though.
That's true. Missouri, Tennessee, Penn State, Oregon, Miami of Florida. Seems like a pretty solid top 10, honestly. And the next 2 runners up for top 10, so spots 11 and 12, USC and Utah.
Yeah.
I honestly agree with the whole top 15 Oklahoma State 13, Kansas State 14, Oklahoma 15.
Yeah.
And then it starts kind of getting rocky with the 1-1 teams. LSU, Michigan, Notre Dame. You got 3 undefeated teams at 2-0 at 19, 20, and 21. Louisville, Arizona, and Iowa State. And then 3 teams rounding out the top 25 that are...
Did Tua just go down? Oh, he's out.
That I didn't see all of it, but
he might be out cold.
We will hopefully get another replay and we can give you guys some more info on what just happened. But it looked like Tua may have gotten knocked out against the Bills. Looked like maybe he took a knee to the head while falling.
No, he went helmet first into DeMar Hamlin's shoulder. He was running and he lowered his helmet, protecting the ball, and the crown of the helmet went right here into DeMar Hamlin's shoulder.
If that is,
and then he fell to the ground and whiplashed.
If that's the case, Tua's career may be done.
And here we are about to talk more football. What is this episode? Genuinely, what the hell is this episode? We gotta wrap this up, man. We gotta wrap this up.
Well, all we have left is recapping NFL Week 1 and going over Week 2 and any kind of reactions that we have.
Yeah, we got to get through those quick. We can't be on the air anymore.
All right. Let's start with last week's Thursday night game, which was a hell of a game.
I did not watch it.
Did you see the ending, highlights at all, though?
I saw the highlight. He was out by a toe.
Dude.
That's so tough.
I want to say he carried the Ravens down that possession, and then just to be out by a toe. Patrick Mahomes saying in the press conference afterwards, next time wear white shoes.
It was tough. I mean,
here's a replay. Tua was seen up and walking under his own power.
He looks like he's good. Hate to see it though, man.
He's got to go under the tent, especially with his pass.
Hate to see that. He might enter concussion protocol.
Who is this?
Casey Thompson. Okay, so week 1 of the NFL.
Sorry.
Dude, oh my... We've got to get on.
Man.
What is happening to us?
It was a great game. They were fighting back and forth.
Who are we talking about?
Ravens and Chiefs.
Oh, that's right.
It was a good game. Did you by chance see the Friday night game down in Brazil?
No.
The Eagles.
I heard the turf was terrible.
Oh yeah, turf was terrible. Eagles pulled off the victory, 34-29.
Jordan Love about popped his knee.
Saquon, his first game as an Eagle, 3 touchdowns. You know the Giants are...
Danny Dimes has more touchdowns to the opposing team than he does his own since his big contract.
Yeah, Danny Dimes is not worth it. They should have paid Saquon, but they didn't. So, hey, he's in Philly, and I'm happy.
And I was at Lucas Oil Stadium for the Colts game. Got to see Colts play the Texans. It was kind of hard to root against C.J. Stroud. I'm a pretty big C.J. Stroud fan. I'm not gonna
me
lie.
too. I like his game. A game that really surprised... A couple games that surprised me. The Saints putting up 47 points on the Panthers.
It's the Panthers. That doesn't shock me.
The Patriots beating the Bengals 16-10 in Cincy.
The Bengals are washed now. The Bengals are not what they used to be a couple years ago. They still have Joe Burrow, and they still have Jamar Chase, but they are not the same team they were that made that Super Bowl run a couple years ago. And speaking of that Super Bowl run, the Rams just played in Detroit Sunday night. Playoff rematch, might I add.
That was a great game.
Great game. I watched that one.
There's people saying that could be the NFC conference game.
I believe it.
The Rams
like
didn't
it's always, especially watching the playoff game last year. Like I was just so infatuated with Stafford coming back to Detroit, and then even at the start of this one, it was the same storyline for me. Like I was just curious how Stafford was going to handle being back in Detroit again. More so how he was for the playoffs, and it was so funny.
He didn't even have Puka.
Here's the funniest thing though: I was golfing yesterday, right, and I, for some reason, had this thought come to my head on the course. Matthew Stafford did help Detroit get their first home playoff win, but probably not in the way he thought. So
he would have much rather, I feel like, been in the Detroit's uniform when they won it. But hey, congrats to Detroit for getting it.
They're going to be a problem this year. They were a problem last year.
You had the Vikings beat the Giants, which, 28-6.
It's the Giants.
Steelers beat the Falcons 18-10.
Cowboys handled the Browns.
Yep, that's a couple games down. Like what you said, Texans beat the Colts 29-27. That was a good game. Richardson made some...
also, because like I said, I was at that game. It never, granted, it was a 2-point game, but it was never a game it felt like the Colts were going to win. They were behind the entire game. And granted, they were behind by 8-9 points most of the game.
Anthony Richardson was showing off, though. That pass when he slipped
to Alec Pierce, that was beautiful.
That was probably the best way you could have recovered from that.
That was off of his back foot and still in stride. And did you see how far that was thrown?
It was like 60, 62 yards. And it was on a line to Pierce. Like that was a beautiful
unreal
ball. And he even hit Pierce on another route, I think later in the game. Where he was in basically double cover.
Yeah, it was on a third down. That was the drive they scored the touchdown.
And he caught it. I was like, dude,
it was underthrown too.
That ball placement, it was underthrown, but it was to where only Pierce could get it.
If he wasn't catching it was going to be PI.
Even though there was a defender right in front of him and one on his back, he still came down with it. It was in the place where he could only get it, even though it was underthrown.
If he wouldn't have caught it, it would have been PI, like I said.
Yeah.
There's no question.
Moving on, Bills beat the Cardinals 34-28, even though they got the win. Caleb Williams. 14-29, 93 yards. I don't know how accurate that is or if Prize Picks was just off. But on Prize Picks, it says he only had 25 passing yards.
Oh boy. That's not good.
No, I only needed him to get more than half of a passing yard though. So I was cool. I was cool with it.
That's a problem.
Leading or receivers, both teams. Guess how many yards they had combined? 86.
Damn, I was close, bro. That's crazy.
Calvin Ridley, 3 receptions, 50 yards. DJ Moore, 5 receptions, 36 yards.
Any games you're focusing on week 2?
Obviously, Monday night game. My Eagles are playing the Falcons, which we will be in studio during that game. So we will be back here live on air this upcoming Monday. So just honestly in a few days. So I hope you guys are really ready for some college and NFL football, because we'll be coming right at the end of it. When the NFL season is ending, we'll be live watching the game, giving live feedback.
Yep.
But that game, depending on how Cincinnati plays, the Chiefs and Bengals, the Bucks and Lions could be a good game.
Definitely.
Baker's been showing
another
out.
Playoff rematch.
Bengals have been, not Bengals. Baker's been showing out. You know, I'm a big Baker fan.
Mm-hmm. So is my brother.
Other than that, no, not really. We got the game tonight, Bills and Dolphins, which Bills are up 31-10.
And that's coming down to 50 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah. Not looking good for me. And then Sunday, we get Niners at Minnesota, Seattle at New England, Giants at Commanders, Chargers at Panthers, Saints at Cowboys, Colts at Packers, Browns and Jags, Jets at Titans, Bengals at Buccaneers at Lions, Ravens home against the Raiders, Rams go Arizona, Bengals go to Kansas City, Steelers go to Broncos, Bears have the Sunday night game against the Texans. And then Monday night, like I said, Falcons and Eagles. So not really, only Eagles and Falcons, obviously. Maybe the Bucks and Lions. Depending on how the Bengals play, Chiefs and Bengals are usually a good game.
Yeah.
Other than that, no, not really. How about you?
No, not really. I mean, I haven't really been as big into the NFL as I have been in college the last couple of years. I mean, there'll still probably be some games I'll watch. I know I'll have the Sunday night game on. Probably watch the Lions game. I'll probably check in with the Colts game and see how that's going. Most of my attention's going to be Saturday, though. I'm going to be in Ross-Ade. Purdue and Notre Dame is back. This is the first time Notre Dame has come back to Ross-Ade since 2013. So, and we've only played Notre Dame once since then, which was the 2021 season. Wait, no. I take that back. We played them...
Not often.
I'm thinking of the Shamrock Series. It was 2014 or 2015. It might have been 2014. I think it was 2014. That was the last year we played Notre Dame, and then 2021 came back. But now the rivalry is renewed, and they're going to play year to year again. So the Shillelagh Trophy is back, and Purdue hasn't beaten Notre Dame since 2007. And I have not gone to a Purdue Notre Dame game since 2009. So I am fucking excited. I'm going to be drunk and partying all weekend, all Saturday. And I'm going to have college football on all day. This is the best time of day for me. I love it so much. I will marry this sport if I can. Oh man, it's great. It's so great. You got anything else?
No, that really wraps it up. Since Christian McCaffrey sitting out game one, he kind of wasn't missed.
No, his replacement did his job.
Over 100 yards. There was a little bit of controversy between him and the media, because he came out and said he knew he was going to start Friday night, but then the coach said in a press conference he didn't know until the day of, but he did get told to be ready. You will be taking more snaps than thought of.
Yeah.
Because they were still hoping to use McCaffrey and just do like a rotation between those two, but McCaffrey not being able to go. He says he's going to play this week, but
Well, I mean, we'll see.
nothing's been cleared yet, so
No. I'll be following that though. I'll be really interested.
and if
to
he
see
does
if
play,
does or
they're
not.
going up against Minnesota. So
Yeah.
take that how you want. But yeah, no, I think that's really about it for us.
Yeah. If you guys aren't already, make sure to subscribe to the show. We are on YouTube. We have all of our socials. It'll be linked.
I'm actually in the process of going through and editing last week, so hopefully I will have that posted within the next couple days.
Yeah. Go check out our YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe, share it.
Go like the Insta and Twitter, X, whatever you want to
Definitely.
call it, Threads.
We'll be back here Monday night. We'll have the Monday night game going. We'll have more football to talk about. Get more into week 3.
Just so you know, I probably will be decked out in all Eagles.
I don't doubt it. But we'll dive more into week 3, recapping some games. Recap more Purdue, Notre Dame. I'll let you guys know how that went
Oregon
down.
State.
Yeah, let you guys know how that one went down from Ross Aid. But until then, I think that's it. So
Yeah.
thanks for tuning in with us. This has been the Ready Football Podcast, and we'll see you guys Monday night. Take care.
We'll see ya.